Hi, I'm Jonathan Folsom, seed agronomist with Cropland, Armor, and Winfield United. Let's look at our cotton crop and make a management plan for the next 10 days. I want to introduce a term to you with cotton called last effective bloom date. And we're going to use that, and we're going to also use a term called nodes above white flower. And what those two things are, they're two tools that are going to help us manage the maturity, at the backside of this crop as we push yield and don't want to compromise our maturity. So this plant here, it's a little bit lush and green. It's got some good irrigation water here at this spot on this farm. And so here's our first position flower. And let's count nodes above that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 9 nodes above white flower. That really means the plant's still adding new growth. It means the vegetative growth is happening just as fast as the reproductive growth is going. So really, we need to fix this cotton. We need to put some Epiquat on here, shut it down. We don't want to add any new growth because we've got plenty of room to run here. So how do we calculate that? A cotton plant is going to add a new node every 2.5 to 3 days if growing conditions are good. So we've got 9 nodes above that bloom. So that means this plant is going to be blooming for at least 9 times 3, 27 days. So 27 days worth of blooms. Well, when is the last day for a bloom to have time to make a boll that we can harvest? In this Plainview area, that day is around August 24th. So if we back up, August 24th, well, when should we stop? When should we shut that plant down so that we don't get new squares, so that we don't get late bolls and late blooms and late bolls? Well, I personally, if you do the math, you get to August 10th, you really don't have a chance to add a new square that will make a bloom before August 24th. So the real question is, how many days will it take for this square, this brand new square, to make it into a bloom, to reach bloom stage? And it's hot, so we're getting 24 heat units per day right now. And it takes 450 heat units to go from square stage to bloom stage. So that's 18 days to get from this square to a bloom stage. And if we use our extension service recommendations of last effective bloom date of August the 24th for this area, well, you know what? If today is August the 10th and it's going to take 18 days, then this will bloom on August 28th, which is 4 days past our effective bloom date. So really the bottom line is, let's put some Epiquat on this cotton and shut this plant down right now. Any new growth that happens after this point is going to be wasted growth. There's not a chance that the next squares, the next leaves that are added to this plant, the plant will not have time for these to make it into a harvestable boll because it's just too late in the calendar now. So here's the story for you. Make sure you shut your cotton plant down. Let's make sure we've got the Epiquat on there. We don't want to have 8 nodes above white flower here in the middle of August, and we definitely don't want to have blooms in the 1st of September. So we manage that by putting Epiquat on, shut this plant down. Let's make sure we're not going to put any more energy into wasted bolls, wasted squares, wasted leaves up top. Let's rechannel that into focus all that plant's energy and growth into filling out and maturing the squares and blooms and bolls that it has right now, because those have a chance to make. So thanks for watching. I'm Jonathan Folsom for Winfield United. Stay tuned next week.